Hello everyone and welcome back to Kick It. This week we have an update on the Atari VCS, Butch Hartman's new venture, and a brand new Switch accessory. So before we get to the Atari VCS, let's talk about another ancient console rebirth brought in controversy. The Sinclair ZX Spectrum Vega Plus is a portable handheld that would play the entire library of classic Spectrum games, and was a follow-up to the plug-and-play Spectrum Vega. The campaign made over £500,000 in March of 2016, with initial plans to release later that year. However, more than 2 years on, with numerous delays and excuses, Indiegogo have had to step in to take action, originally cutting them off from accepting any more funding, and this past month have sent the debt collectors to recoup finances, unless Retro Computers Limited, the company behind the Vega Plus, don't 1. Present physical evidence that they are actually ready to ship in the form of a final unit being received by Indiegogo by Tuesday, June the 5th via FedEx. 2. Immediate refunds to backers who have continued to request this and who no longer wish to receive the console. Or 3. The name, phone number, and email address of the main contact at Sky so that we may reach out directly to understand the delay in sending units without games, as offered recently to backers. For the uninformed, the Sinclair brand was purchased by Amstrad back in the 1980s, who were then purchased by Sky Limited. Apparently, Sky had been causing issues with getting the system released, and RCL previously signed a contract with Sky promising to provide with a working version of the Vega Plus for quality control, but a spokeswoman for the broadcaster has said it's been yet to be received. These demands were supposed to be fulfilled by June 15th, and since then there hasn't been much word, besides a brief flashy video released by RCL showing an apparent working model of the Vega Plus, but people have been quite skeptical on its legitimacy. But we'll keep you updated if anything comes up. Now, that being said, let's talk about Atari VCS. My last mini-sode of Kick It focused extensively on the new system by the company calling itself Atari these days. But since then, a lot of things have come to light. The first major issue was Llamasoft, the creators of Tempest 4000, being completely unaware of their game coming to the system. The gameplay footage shown is believed to be running through Wine, as no Linux version of Tempest 4000 actually exists. Llamasoft's contract with Atari made no mention of an Atari console, Linux version, nothing. However, they would be all for making an official version, which, after some clearing up, is actually happening. Now, for the record, Atari own the publishing rights to Tempest and are well within their power to put the game on the VCS with or without Llamasoft's help. The next bit of controversy emerged when someone discovered gameplay that was supposedly on the screen in the initial pitch video was merely added in post-production. Now, to be fair, other companies have done similar things, but the fact is Atari seemingly has nothing on this system and have been incredibly vague about everything. This all led to an article by UK website The Register, who, after interviewing Atari COO Mark Art at the GDC, actually interviewing is a strong word because that would imply questions getting answered. The Register sat down with Arts for 30 minutes with a non-working plastic mock-up of the Atari VCS, its controller, and proceeded to give vague non-answers to all the questions. And naturally, this resonated in the site's article, which was then posted on the Atari VCS Facebook page, with Atari responding viciously, accusing the Register of lying and being professional trolls. The Register then responded by posting the entire audio recording of their interview, showing just how full of shit Atari is. In all honesty, I see the Atari VCS ending up like Atari's line of smartphones, Game Band, and the Switch version of Roller Coaster Tycoon. Completely non-existent, with many people feeling ripped off. Whether it's the ZX Spectrum, Atari, or ColecoVision, it goes without saying that we should just probably avoid revivals of classic consoles. Oh, fuck off.
In a last-minute update, I'm pleased to announce that We Happy Few has been officially classified as R18 by the Australian Classification Board. If you remember back in May, the anticipated title from Compulsion Games was given a refused classification due to the usage of the drug Joy. After appeal was officially made by the publisher Gearbox, a panel of 3 unanimously agreed to give the title a classification of R18. We Happy Few is set for release next month on PC, PS4 and Xbox One.
After an extensive career at the studio producing many hit shows, veteran animator Butch Hartman left Nickelodeon at the beginning of this year. He has since arrived on Kickstarter. However, if you're hoping for a reboot of Danny Phantom, prepare to be disappointed. Very disappointed. Butch is starting Oaxis. What is Oaxis? How do you pronounce Oaxis? Fuck if I know. So this is what I can gather from the pitch. Butch is concerned with how much sex and violence is on TV these days, and how technology has made it so families don't watch TV together anymore. And he's gonna fix it by... How exactly? The Kickstarter is incredibly vague, but from what I can tell, Oaxis is setting out to be a brand new streaming service as well as a production company to create original family-focused entertainment. While this sounds incredibly admirable, it also sounds incredibly naive. Firstly, streaming services already have family-friendly options like Netflix Kids. The real issue being parents who are naive to filtering settings. Oaxis being a service that only caters for family-friendly programming is a very niche market when you think about it. He's also expressed a user-generated aspect of the service, allowing people to upload their own family-friendly content to the site. However, any sort of information about guidelines or monetary compensation is completely absent. And that's the real issue here, the complete vagueness of the entire service. Fuck, it's the Atari VCS all over again. I mean, the pitch description is as bland as hell, and also, look at the rewards. Notice anything about them? None of them have anything to do with the streaming service. No subscription, nothing! They only come in at the $10,000 mark, and they're really just my name here type of rewards. And with so little put on the table, Butch is asking for $250,000 and so far has only made 50 grand. Why is everyone being dipshits with crowdfunding lately? All I cover these days is people being twats with hundreds of thousands of dollars. Fuck. Is it too much to ask for just something good on the show for once? Please, just something. I thought I turned this phone off and... Oh, thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God. Oh, you saved me again. Bloodstained have returned with their first beta release, which, like last time, was unveiled at E3 a few weeks ago, and is available to all backers of $60 or more. It opens just like the preview we got 2 years ago, with Miriam on a ship, but this time with much more context, including a story and introduction of new characters, including Joannis. Firstly, it's clear a lot more graphical polish has been added to the game, especially compared to the 2016 preview. We see a vast improvement in lighting and effects, although the water on the boat looks like it's been spread with Vaseline. But we also go further beyond the ship into the village of Alvanville, as well as the beginnings of a castle. There is a lot more in this release compared to 2 years ago, in regards to enemies, weapons, inventory, even a bloody gun, and so many shards. So be hearing this moaning scream a lot throughout the demo. More inventory and a larger map opens up for things like crafting and upgrading, optional quests available, and even the introduction of save areas, which are manifested as luxurious red couches. While the game is still set for 2018 for now, I'm honestly expecting one final delay to the early months of 2019. While it looks like progress has seriously picked up since the recruitment of additional studios, I feel the graphics need some more work, especially when it comes to some of the character models. Everything looks so shiny, like they're wrapped in cellophane, and the new trailer looks like a really bad work in progress build. That being said, the game itself plays fairly well, and it really does feel like a decent spiritual successor to the Castlevania series. This isn't like My Number 9 with the overambitiousness and planned release on 9 different platforms that only curb-check the design of the game. Iga at least looks like he has a decent head on his shoulders. But when it comes to those multi-million-dollar spiritual successor campaigns like My Number 9 and Ukulele, let's just hope with Bloodstained that third time's the charm. One last project before we go. It's no secret how successful the Switch has been lately, whether it's playing hit AAA titles on the go or the latest indie releases. There seems to be always something new to enjoy. One very underappreciated section is the collection of arcade classics arriving on the system, like Pac-Man and Dig Dug on the Namco Museum, or the original arcade versions of Punch-Out and Donkey Kong, to more recent arcade hits like Treasure's cult classic Ikaruga. The best thing about these releases though is the ability to flip the Switch on its side in handheld mode, giving you a much more accurate arcade experience. The only problem is the Switch wasn't exactly designed to cater to this mode in any way. This is where Retronauts podcast co-host Jerry Parrish and engineer Mike Cho come in. Teaming up with Fangamer, they have created Flip Grip, a way to conveniently and securely play vertical Switch games with both Joy-Cons connected. The Flip Grip has been designed to allow as much airflow as possible, as well as allowing access to the SD card, headphone jack, and volume control. However, features like the on-off switch and charging are unavailable though. The project was seeking a reasonable $42,000 goal, which they reached in almost a day. Only 2 reward tiers are present, with you being able to buy your own Flip Grip for $12, or 2 for $24. For anyone who wants the real arcade experience without any borders, Flip Grip looks like a truly reasonable option, and seems a lot more durable than any home-printed 3D mock-up. My only issue with it is that you need to insert a credit card or such into a slot to stand the device freely, which feels like an oversight personally. But at the end of the day, it's sweet little projects like this that make this show all worth it. Sometimes. Well folks, that's it for another episode of Kick It. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time.